morning.
Morning.
For those of you that don't know me, I'm Chris Zybert, and I help pay the bills around here. I also take attendance, so please print legend. Excuse me. Before I start my story, I'd like to explain my prayer style. I have conversations with God, which He doesn't seem to mind. Mostly it's one-sided, as I talk to Him silently. But sometimes, if it's really important, or I really need guidance, I hear Him answer in my head. You might ask how I know it's the Lord and not just my imagination. Sometimes He'll give me a sign, but mostly I know it's Him because the voice in my head usually says things I don't want to hear. And on to the story. My husband Dan and I were married in 1974. After a few years, we decided we wanted to start a family. Except we didn't have any success. We doctored. We tried adoption. Nothing was working. At that time, my mother-in-law belonged to a Catholic charismatic prayer. Being charismatic, it focused on the charisms or gifts of the Holy Spirit. For example, increased faith, healing, miracles. Dan and I learned the power of praise in those prayer meetings, and we hoped for our own miracle. In 1983, we attended a charismatic convention, 30,000 people at Notre Dame University. We stood in line for healing prayer, asking that we might have a child of our own. On the rainy way home that weekend, we saw a rainbow that arced right over the expressway. 3 months later, after 9 years of marriage, we were pregnant. Our Sarah was born. I became a mom, but I was worried. My relationship with my own mother was broken and hurtful. Mom could be manipulative. She tried to control me with criticism, guilt, and withdrawal. I responded to the hurt I felt by reciprocating and keeping her at a distance. Now that I had a daughter of my own, I was terrified that I would perpetuate the brokenness. So I began the journey to break the mold. I worked hard at being a fair and caring mom. By the grace of God, I learned new behaviors, and I am happy to report that my Sarah and I developed a wonderful relationship. But things with my mom remained the same. She still had the power to hurt me with a comment, and she was very adept at twisting my words. One Christmas, an issue came up between us while we were talking on the phone. I was at work. After the call ended, I went to the ladies' room to cry. The stall was the only semi-private place I could find. In my head, I cried out to God, and I said something like, "Why does she hurt me all the time? Moms aren't supposed to hurt their children. Give me something to say when she hurts me, some kind of perfect zinger that I can say back to her." And God's voice in my head said, "Say I love you, Mom." My mind shouted, "Are you kidding? She can hurt me, and I have to say I love you? How many times do I have to say it?" And the voice said, 70 times 7. You can't be serious, I thought. And I dried my eyes and I went back to my desk. But God's words stayed with me, and I began to practice in my head for the next time she'd say something hurtful. I'd make up scenarios and practice saying, "I love you, Mom." But you know what happened? She never said anything mean after that. I cannot tell you how, but love replaced the hurt. Later, my dad would tell me that my mom said to him, "I don't know what changed, but Chris is different." My mom died 9 months later I was devastated. But can you imagine how much worse it would have been if we hadn't had those happy months together? After Mom died, it was natural to look back at our history. I asked God to show me the times, the happy times we once had. I asked Him to show me the truth. This is a dangerous thing to ask, because God will answer, and probably not in the way you expect. The more I pondered over the past, the more I remembered. I cringed over things I had said and done. I was not innocent. My role as victim was destroyed. I can't say it was easy to accept, but I had opened the door that led to the present. Gradually, I asked the Holy Spirit to show me my faults. Because He is loving, He didn't dump them all on me at once. But slowly I began to see how I could be more kind, more patient, and less self-centered. I can't say that I have mastered all the changes, and I'm keeping my eyes open. God has transformed me in dramatic ways and in quiet ways. It has happened through faith, prayer, and obedience.